Hi guys, welcome back to Aaron's Vegan Vida. I know it has been a long time since I have uploaded and filmed anything in general. I'm definitely in a different setup today. As you can see, this is not my usual background. That is because if you watched my previous videos, I mentioned that I was moving out of my apartment back in Long Beach and moving to my hometown due to COVID. So some things have changed. I haven't quite settled in so comfortably that I was not filming. I wanted to film so much for you guys. I actually got so much love from you guys in the past month or so regarding my birria queso taco video. I'm so thankful for all you guys, for all the love, and if you are here because of that video, then welcome and thank you so much for the love. You guys have definitely recreated that recipe the most. I've gotten plenty of DMs on Instagram and it's amazing to see, so thank you guys. Anyway, so for today's video guys, I am filming something pretty simple to jump back in there, and I hope you guys enjoy the recipe. I am making green jackfruit enchiladas. I have previously made red jackfruit enchiladas, and I noticed you guys really like my jackfruit recipes and my jackfruit methods, so I figured I was just jump back in by doing a recipe that's super loved and super easy. It's delicious. So it's pretty much the counterpart of red enchiladas. Growing up, I liked green more, but then as I became an adult, I started to like red more. So I think that's why I filmed red enchiladas and created a recipe for that. But then I went back to my roots and started experimenting with green enchiladas, and here we are today. So I filmed that for you guys. It's a super easy recipe. It's so delicious. I will be using my sour cream as well as my homemade queso fresco that I filmed in my red enchiladas video. And as always, all the ingredients used in this video today will be in the description, and I will definitely link the recipes to the queso fresco and the sour cream that I will be using today. It is all vegan and amazing. I highly recommend you do it. If you can't, then okay. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video. Okay guys, so to begin with this video, I'm going to start off by prepping my jackfruit. Today I'm using Trader Joe's green jackfruit and brine. It is my go-to. I'm using 3 cans because I'm making quite a meal. And I have used this jackfruit in some previous videos, and this is the last time I'm going to show you my jackfruit method per se. So I like to leave the hard parts and the seeds because I'm going to cook them down. It makes it low waste. And I'm gonna just take a pot, fill it up with some water, and bring that to a boil for 1 whole hour. Just keep an eye on it. Okay, and from here on out, it's pretty simple. So you're gonna rinse the jackfruit once again, and then fill up the pot with some more water and boil it for another hour, and then re-rinse it. And from then on, we're gonna be shredding it with our hands. So I like to just squeeze this as much as I can, and then I'm going to be grabbing some bunches and taking out all the water. So what you want is for this jackfruit to be as dry as possible, so when you cook it, you don't have to cook out the water so much. And this jackfruit has a really neutral taste. I have gotten a lot of questions on why I don't use fresh jackfruit, and for meat substitute type of dishes, like I'm using this as my shredded chicken for example, I feel like canned jackfruit has the most neutral taste and will grab onto flavors better. And there you have it. And I will definitely link down below any recipe I have filmed on this channel using canned jackfruit, so you can go ahead and check those out. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna get started on some of the ingredients I'm gonna be using in the sauce and as a topping. I'm gonna be needing half an onion for the sauce, and this is just my way of showing you guys that I got a new chef knife. And I'm gonna be shredding up some lettuce and slicing some red onion for a topping. Avocado would be perfect. I later ended up adding some cherry tomatoes, and then I ended up adding like some jalapeños, so this is up to you. Now we're gonna get started on making the sauce. So for the sauce, you're gonna need 2 poblano peppers, these big guys right here. Try to get the biggest ones in the store, and what you're gonna do is char these until they are completely black. I like to char my poblano peppers on an open flame because I feel like it's easier and it gets direct heat and it chars faster. It takes like 2 to 3 minutes, but you can definitely use a grill if you want to be safer and you don't want to be watching it like crazy. I was just standing by the stove this whole time. And once it's completely dark on all the sides, as much as you can get it, you can place it inside an airtight container or a plastic bag. And in the meantime, I'm gonna be charring up the other one while that one steams, and then I'm just gonna place them in together. Just make sure you tie up your bag tightly or seal up your airtight container as best as possible so that it steams quickly. Just set it aside for like 5 minutes, and in the meantime we're going to start with our other ingredients. Next up, I'm adding 10 small tomatillos to a pot that I'm going to be filling with water. 3 jalapeños. This is up to you though. 3 if you want your sauce spicy, 2 if you want it mild, and 1 if you can't tolerate heat. That's what I recommend. And the tomatillos and the jalapeños do cook at different rates. The tomatillos are going to be done way faster, so keep an eye on them. As soon as you see that tomatillos are starting to turn this like army green color, be sure to take them out because they will start to fall apart. And once my tomatillos are out, I'm gonna let the jalapeños just cook on their own. These do take a little bit longer. I want to say like 5 to 10 more minutes. Just keep turning them because they're not completely submerged in water, and once they start to look like this, you can start to take them out. Okay, so now back to the poblano peppers. I'm gonna be peeling off all that outer skin, and I like to use a spoon for this because it makes it a little bit less messy. But if you don't want to dirty a dish, you're more than welcome to use your hands. It works just as well. They're not going to be that hot at this point. And you're going to want to also take out the stem and all those seeds and any little stringy things, veins, whatever you want to call that, and it should look like this. It doesn't matter if it gets all torn up because it's going to go in the blender anyway. The reason why I like to use poblanos in my salsa verde is because it adds a nice sweetness to it. I feel like when you use just tomatillos, it is too tart. That's just me though. So now that all the key ingredients are ready, I'm gonna get started on making the salsa verde. These are the ingredients I'm using today, and you're gonna start off by adding the 2 roasted poblano peppers, half an onion, as well as 1/3 bunch of cilantro. You can add more as you please. 4 raw garlic cloves, and then I'm adding 1/4 of a cup of vegetable broth. I mixed 1 tablespoon of the better than bouillon with that 1/4 cup of water. You can definitely add salt if you don't want to add a veggie broth. Then I'm just going to be adding 1/4 cup of water. It's steaming because I added the tomatillo water, which was pretty hot still. Then I added 3 cooked jalapeños. You can add less if you want, and then half a tablespoon of some salt, or you can just do this to taste. And as you noticed, I didn't add the tomatillos yet because I want the first ingredients to puree fully, and then I just would like to pulse in the tomatillos since they are softer. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but as you can see, I got a new blender. It was a gift and it is amazing. It's a Vitamix. It's like the best thing that's ever happened to me. And yeah, lastly, I'm pulsing in those last tomatillos, and it should look like this. Give it a little taste in case it needs more salt or if you want to add something else to it. Okay, so now that the enchilada sauce is all done and ready, I'm going to be pouring it into a pot and bringing it to a boil and then simmering it for 10 to 15 minutes. This will really help bring out the flavors and enhance the taste. And in the meantime, I'm going to be cooking up the jackfruit. To a pan, I'm adding half a tablespoon of some olive oil, the prepared jackfruit, and you're going to want to stir this around for it to brown for 5 to 10 minutes. Get some crispy edges. This will really change up the texture. For seasonings today, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of some chicken seasoning, 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of onion salt. The chicken seasoning is absolutely not necessary. I'm using the new vegan chicken seasoning from Trader Joe's, but you can totally sub that out for either more salt or seasoning salt. The seasonings are completely interchangeable. The chicken seasoning did have some turmeric in it, so it turned my chicken a slight yellow color, but it's fine. It still tasted amazing and I absolutely loved it. And as I mentioned earlier, you can definitely change up the filling. If you don't want to go out and buy jackfruit, use potato. If you don't want to use potato, you can use mushrooms or spinach. That would be perfect here too. Now I'm giving my enchilada sauce a little stir, and I'm giving the jackfruit a little stir, and they're both ready. So now we're gonna get started on the tortillas. I don't like to completely submerge my tortillas in oil. Some people do deep fry them. You can do that if you want. I like to just add a little bit of oil to my pan and cook up my tortillas like that. I heard that the oil helps the sauce stick to the tortilla better, so that's the reason why I just added oil, but you don't need to if you don't want to. I have done these oil free before, so that works as well. And as far as the corn tortillas, you can use any brand that you have accessible to you. All of them taste pretty much the same. Okay, so now we're moving on to plating. There is many methods to how you can get the sauce onto the tortilla. In other videos, I think my red enchilada videos, I originally dunked the tortilla into the sauce, but I think I've been hanging around my mother too much since I moved back to my hometown, and this is how she does it. So she takes a spoon and she rubs it, and she just keeps flipping them back and forth till everything is thoroughly coated. And then when she's ready to fill it, she has a stack that's already has sauce on it on the side, if that makes sense. And that's what I'm doing here today. And I'm just going to be filling that up with my filling, which is some jackfruit. And I'm just going to be rolling this up as tightly as possible and repeat. During the filming of this video, you're gonna see so much change. So as you can see, I have a white plate, and now I decided to change to a black tray thing because I couldn't figure out what looked prettier, you know, for a thumbnail. So I kept changing my plate. I'm so sorry. So what I did was move it onto a plate, and I'm just gonna pour some sauce over it. And then I added the lettuce, and then I was like, wait, no, the sour cream goes first. So I took off the lettuce, and then I put the sour cream because I figured that looked better. I was having a crisis this whole time. And then I added the lettuce back on. Then I added some red onion neatly. Then I'm going to be adding some queso fresco that I made a couple nights before that. This is my vegan almond queso fresco that I did on my red enchiladas video. I filmed it for you guys. And yeah, I'm just topping it with that, and there you guys have it. Look at that, so beautiful. And I thought that was a finished product, but I wasn't so happy with the outcome of the thumbnail pictures, so I ended up replating this and redoing it and changing the toppings a little bit. So here you can see that I changed it to a blue plate. I did a whole different setup. I added some cherry tomatoes, some jalapeños, and yeah, there you guys have it. This meal came out to be so delicious, and I'm so happy to jump back into recording for you guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys try these enchiladas. I know it's a little bit of a simple recipe, and I promise for my next video I will do something more complex, and I am open to any suggestions you guys do have. So make sure to DM me, comment on this YouTube channel, and thank you guys so much for all the love. Bye.